And we're back with WSJ Lunch Break. I'm Wendy Bounds. June Cleaver returning to haunt the clothing racks as designers whip up new mid-century styles, complete with circle skirts and, yes, saddle shoes, folks. But how do you wear that bobby sock optimism without looking like, well, one big fashion mistake? We've got Christina Binkey, our on-style columnist. She's joined us right now to help us out. Saddle shoes, circle skirts. Really? Chris, can I just raid my mother's attic while I find what I need there?
If she's still got the stuff, you can pull it out. I'd advise you might, change the length and get rid of the petticoats. Don't go for the total retro look.
And so the designers, though, I'm wondering why. First of all, who's driving this trend? The designers and the retailers, and why now?
That's a great question. I think who's driving it. This was all over the runways in Paris, so it's coming out of Europe, which is interesting because that sock hop look was pure American 1953, right? It's a kind of a very U.S. phenomenon, but we saw it on runways at Rochelle. Dolce Gabbana did a little bit of it at Prada. There were a lot of very leading European designers going with that look. I think, if we've been sort of, having a romance with the 1950s for a while. Mad Men, the television show, may have driven it. But the truth is that a lot of those looks are super uncomfortable. I mean, you have to sort of be sitting up rock straight and sort of hobbled at the knees with pencil skirts and have girdles and layers of pointy bras underneath those looks. And the sock hop, the high school girls weren't wearing that stuff. So I think what we've done is we've transferred the era to a more comfortable genre of clothing.
Comfortable is key. I also want to just talk about not looking foolish, right? I don't want to look like I'm Rip Van Winkle and I've been asleep for the last 60 years and just woke up in the same outfit. So what body types does it work for? And, if you're, depending on how you're shaped, like what's good for you, what's not so good for you?
I at first thought that this was a look that would only work for women with slim hips, but a couple of stylists pointed out to me that actually it's a sort of a deceiving look. It actually can cover large hips and large butts, particularly if you have a small waist. The apple, sort of a large midsection, is probably one body type that doesn't want to wear a circle skirt. I think a lot of young girls are wearing it. Taylor Swift has been doing this a lot lately. It's a cutoff version. It's an almost mini version of a circle skirt. So you get this kind of very cute, sexy look. Works on Taylor Swift. Probably wouldn't work on me. I'm beyond my mini skirt stage. but there are a lot of ways to sort of make this very youthful and fun, or class it up with different fabrics. So instead of a big cotton circle skirt, right, you might have something that's a little slinkier in a silk.
So if you're having something slinky or in silk, and then you're bringing back those kind of mannish saddle shoes, how's that all going to work out?
Well, that's going to be the controversial part. Some people really love the flats with, with the flats with a skirt. It can be a very tough look to wear.
Yeah, we got
for a lot of
the retailers are calling you right now. I hear them ringing in at you, telling you we've just ordered more saddle shoes. Christina Binkey, isn't that
actually? I'll tell you what, it's not a retailer. It's another news story that's breaking now in fashion. I don't know if you want to talk about Dolce Gabbana.
Yeah, let's do. I mean, Dolce & Gabbana convicted of tax evasion. I know you've been talking to the company this morning. Tell us what we know about the conviction and what they're telling you, Chris.
Well, the first thing that they're saying rather loudly and excitedly, they're having a very busy day in Milan at the Dolce Gabbana offices, is that they're not going to jail, at least not yet. They've been convicted. They're saying that this could be a year to year and a half in jail for tax evasion, for not declaring revenues on their taxes. This is actually a case that has been going on for several years and is probably going to continue for several more years. It's been through one sort of tribunal of justice in Italy. There are 2 more levels of justice to go. So I don't think we're gonna see anybody getting hauled off anywhere or any quick settlement of this. We've got probably several more years of periodic headlines over this tax evasion case for the 2 of them.
And just to be clear, it's not small, insignificant numbers we're talking about. It was failing to declare about 1 billion with a B in euros, or 1.3 billion US dollars in income to authorities. I think the sentence was 1 year, about 8 months in jail from what we know. But Chris, we'll continue to follow this story with you. I'll let you get back to reporting it. And thanks so much for being here with us on both these topics.
Glad to do it.
All right.